You're listening to the Brett Wales Music Festival podcast show.
Hello and welcome to the Brett Wales Music Festival podcast. I'm Ben Scott-Hyde.
And I'm Brett Wales.
And we're back for another podcast for your listening pleasure. Now, this podcast will be in two parts. The first part, we're going to concentrate on talking to you about our upcoming event in Cheltenham from the 21st to the 24th of April 2023.
And the second part will be our Nottingham event at the Belfry Hotel, which will be the 13th to the 16th of October.
So the intro to the podcast that you heard there was Burning Bridges by Brett. And that's a new track that you've done, Brett, isn't it?
Yeah, fairly new. It's one that I've been re-editing and remixing and stuff. So I just thought people might like to hear it.
And who did Burning Bridges originally?
It was the Status Quo.
Status Quo. And I think because you're a Man United fan, aren't you, for all your sins, that the Man United team in the 90s did a cover version of that, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, it was. It was. I think it was to celebrate them getting to the FA Cup final or something. Come on, you Reds! Come on, you Reds!
That's the one. And I can't help but noticing, and because we're being very technical in this podcast, obviously people can see us. So hello, welcome. But you have a what is that? Is that a haunted doll behind you?
It is, yeah. I'm yet to discover whether it's haunted or not, but yeah, it was a friend of mine actually made it, hand stitched it all herself, and yeah, it's quite a touching thing. You know, when you get gifts given you, and you know, it's I very often get gifts of motorcycles or Klaus Wunderlich records, but when someone gives you a doll that they've spent time, you know, making it themselves with their own fingers, it's a lovely thing, I think. Yeah.
It is. Well, I'm glad that someone's touched you, but you've even got the blue sky suit on the doll there.
It's so detailed. Got blue sky suit, got my white boots on, and with my little beard, and also it's got earrings as well. So yeah, very what do they say? It's very well what's the word, Ben? Very detailed, yeah.
Very detailed. Yeah. Well, someone's obviously taken a lot of time and effort to do that. So yeah, little mascot in the background now for the podcast. Now we're here to talk about the festivals, but we've just we had a successful 2022, didn't we? We had the festival down in Cheltenham in April, and then we had the recent festival in Nottingham, the Christmas themed festival.
Yeah, both great festivals, lots of good feedback. We had Claudia over, obviously, for the Cheltenham Festival, and well, hopefully we get her back again, because a lot of people love to hear Claudia, especially over in this country. And then also the Nottingham one was a big success, really nice. It was nice to do a bit of a Christmas theme to it, and gave the team a lot to do and a lot to get ready and put trees up and decorations and stuff like that. So we're really looking forward to these this year. Again, Cheltenham seems to be very, very popular once again. It's a lovely place to go, not just a fantastic hotel, but a lovely surrounding, just on the edge of the Cotswold, that sort of area. So a lovely place to visit. And then of course October, we've got a massive announcement that we made earlier last year, that our great friend Franz Lambert is coming over again, and is going to be playing and performing for us, not only in concert but also in his legendary Felsenkeller.
Well, more on Franz and Nottingham a little bit later in the show. Now, I'm looking at my notes. I have a long list of tracks that we've got. There's going to be plenty of music for our listeners to indulge themselves in. But you mentioned Claudia. Obviously, Claudia is a very well-known German organist. We have another very well-known German organist coming over to Cheltenham in April, and that is Jurgen Tichy, great friend of ours, and we're really excited that he's coming over to play for us. Now, Jurgen is a fantastic musician. He's going to do a fantastic late night bar for us, and he, you know, in that sort of German Felsenkeller tradition, he likes to play a lot, doesn't he? He'll play into the wee hours of the morning.
He does. He's another one that always amazes people, the amount of songs that he knows. And like I say, he doesn't say a lot. He just sits and plays, and people love his personality. And of course, that comes across in his music as well. So, yeah, really looking forward to having him. We had him at the Oktoberfest many times, and always did a great show for us there. And really looking forward to him coming over to Cheltenham.
He was one of those that I think he appeared at more Oktoberfests than any other German organist, I think, because he was at the first one for sure that we did, but really popular. And the comment cards that people used to fill in at the end, you know, always asking for Jurgen, and the fact that he's coming over to do the Brett Wales Music Festival for the first time is fantastic news. So if there are any previous guests that are out there that used to go to Huntingdon that are thinking perhaps that you'd like to visit the Brett Wales Music Festival, here's your chance, your only chance to see Jurgen in the UK. So let's have a track from Jurgen now. This is a very upbeat number, and this is called Erica.
That was the very talented Alex Payler on Yamaha Stagier organ, and that was Take the A Train. I wonder what the B train is. I never found that out.
I don't know. Maybe it was late.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, Alex won't be late. He'll be there at Cheltenham. He's got some. For those of you that are on YouTube, Alex has got some really, really good videos of him playing. They're on YouTube and they're also available via his website. Really well produced videos.
Yeah, they are fantastic. And yeah, he's an amazing talent. I think we've had him before, I think at Cheltenham, and he went down really well then. But yeah, he's very modest with it as well. He's not one of these guys that, you know, he knows he's talented, and he is. He's fantastic. He really is. And looking forward to having him back at Cheltenham.
He'll do a fantastic show, and Alex will be there to play an evening concert and an afternoon concert during the event as well. Now, we also have a very well-known, famous organist. This time, it's Michael Wooldridge.
Yes, Michael will be joining us, and he's a great musician. He's performed many years, not only on organ, but he's also been a very good MD for various theatres up and down the country. And he's a very experienced musician, played, like I say, since he was young, pretty much like most of us in the business. And he's a fantastic talent, and I'm sure people will love to hear his playing, not only the electronic style, but also the theatre organ style as well. Very talented guy, really looking forward to it.
Of course, he runs the Keyboard Cavalcade now, doesn't he? Both the magazine and the festivals.
Yes, yeah, it's always good. He does Pakefield. We did Pakefield last year, and he also does the Hemsby one as well, and I believe one at Blackpool as well. So it's good that he's keeping the organ world going, and yeah, fantastic.
It is good. They do have a Facebook page, and they have lots of content on that. So if you are on Facebook, do take the time to check out the Keyboard Cavalcade Facebook page. But let's hear a little bit from Michael Wooldridge now. According to my notes, this piece is called "Zing Went the Strings of My Heart."
Zing.
So the Cheltenham Festival runs from the 21st to the 24th of April 2023. It's a beautiful 4-star hotel, and if you are thinking about attending a organ and keyboard festival this year, then we highly recommend you come to us at the Brett Wales Music Festivals to join myself, Brett Wales, Jurgen Tichy, Michael Wooldridge and Alex Payler for a weekend of fantastic music. Now, I'm going to be there as well, and I thought, Brett, that we could hear a piece from me, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's good. What you got for us?
So I'm going to play a track now. This is a Phil Coulter piece. Now, if you don't know who Phil Coulter is, listeners, Phil Coulter is an Irish musician. He's a record producer. He's a writer. He's a very, very talented man. He's won numerous awards. He wrote Congratulations.
All right, for Cliff Richards, yeah.
Yeah, and Puppet on a String.
Oh, okay. Eurovision. Eurovision kingpin.
He has had a couple of Eurovision hits. But this is a piece of music, and it's called Tranquility. And it's quite Vangelis in it's similar to sort of Chariots of Fire, and I don't know whether or not that was an influence on Phil Coulter when he wrote it or not. I don't know, but there are certain similarities. But it's a great piece of music, and so I'll play this now. This is recorded on the Wersi Scala organ, and as I said, this is Phil Coulter's Tranquility.
was Jurgen Tichy playing Easy Lover, which was a hit for Phil Collins and Philip Bailey, of course, back in the 80s. Can you remember the 80s, Ben?
No, that was far too long. I don't think I was born in the 80s.
You know who Philip Bailey was, don't you?
I don't. Tell me.
He was a lead singer from Earth, Wind and Fire.
Was he?
The guy that did all the high voices in Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah.
Oh.
Really great singer. He still performs with them, I think.
See, every day's a school day. This podcast is an education for all.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember Phil Collins in Buster.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. And that had Thingamajig as well. I can't remember her name. Julie Walters.
Julie Walters, yeah.
Another track from Jurgen there, 21st to the 24th of April. You can book on our website, but let's hear from our good friend Charlie, who's going to give you all the details on how to book.
You can book your place by visiting our website, bretwalesmusicfestivals.com, and filling out the online booking form. Alternatively, please call our bookings team on 0115 927 4925. You can also download a paper booking form and post this to Brett Wales Music Festivals, 14 Earlsfield Drive, Rise Park, Nottingham, NG5 5BQ.
Thank you, Charlie. So our next festival after the Cheltenham one is in October, and it's the 13th to the 16th of October, and it's a return visit to the Belfry Hotel in my hometown here in Nottingham.
So the festival is slightly earlier than we had last year, because obviously we did it in December. So it's moved to October, and it's also back to a weekend event, so the Friday through to the Monday. But I'm very excited about it. We've got Franz Lambert.
Yeah, there's no sugarcoating it, really, is there? It's just amazing that we've got him. I'm really, really thrilled to bring him back to Nottingham. I saw him play in Nottingham. He played at the Royal Albert Hall. We've got a Royal Albert Hall in Nottingham.
Not the Royal Albert Hall, but
no, they didn't move it. No, but it's a Royal Albert Hall, and he played there. What, it would have been back in 94, 93, something like that. So. Yeah, it's great to have him back, and really excited. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everybody's gonna love his performance. I know they do, because he's such a fantastic musician. I recently been looking through some photos, and I discovered that I first met Franz in 1986.
1986. I mean, what we'll do is we'll share the picture on the festival's page. We'll put it up on the podcast whilst we're speaking now, with the magic of editing. But that galaxy that he's got a galaxy in a delta, hasn't he? In the Felsenkeller there. That's probably why we think it's so big, because we both remember it from when we were tiny.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, and don't be fooled, it is quite big. I mean, you and I have both tried to carry it, haven't we? Remember?
Well, we carry it. We had a galaxy for Huntingdon back in our Wersi days, and we got it from a guy who'd built it. Do you remember? It was in Manchester.
Yeah.
He'd built it, and he was in a terraced house, and he built it in his living room. Back in the late 80s. Anyway, we went to pick it up, and there were 6 of us that picked it up, but we had to maneuver it around his tight corridors, and we managed to split the organ.
Well, he failed to tell us that he built it upstairs, didn't he?
Yes.
It was what he failed
upstairs in his bedroom.
We got there, and obviously this organ's never been downstairs, not in Hull anyway. It was built in kit form upstairs. So nice surprise, wasn't it?
It was great. And there were 6 of us, and we tied a rope round the top of it to get it down the stairs, and there were 2 of us sort of underneath going down the stairs, sort of pushing the organ to stop it from essentially becoming an Eddie the Eagle type thing, and then the other 4 on the end of the rope to get it down. But we got it down without damaging it. But we had a car, but we had a trailer on it, didn't we? Do you remember? To pick it up?
I remember. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it decided to snow, and at
Yeah.
the time we thought the best route to get to Nottingham from where we were in Manchester was to go over the dreaded Snake Pass.
Yeah, right across the Peak District, which was yeah, it's not great in summer, but
in snow, in a car with a trailer with a massive huge Galaxis on the back of it.
Yeah.
I believe the term is squeaky bum time.
Yeah, it was a little bit sort of risky, wasn't it? But that's what we're about, isn't it? That's what our life's about, being.
That's what we do. That's what we do. But yeah, so yeah, it's great that he's coming back over, and let's slow things down, because it's been a bit of a lively podcast so far with the tracks that we've had. Let's slow it down now. I appreciate that we may have some of our German friends listening to this podcast, so may I please apologize in advance for my awful pronunciation. Considering the amount of involvement I've had with Wersi organs and the amount of times that we go over to Germany, you'd have thought I'd have learned to speak German by now, but I haven't. But this is called Vielleicht kann es lieber sein. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Vielleicht. This is called Vielleicht kann es lieber sein, and it's by Franz Lambert. It's a composition of his, and yeah, we'll slow things down. I hope you enjoy this. So Franz will be playing not only a concert on the main stage on the Sunday night, but Saturday night he will be doing his very famous and popular Felsenkeller evening. Brett, explain to our listeners what to expect from that.
Well, the Felsenkeller is basically, it was an old restaurant that his mother and father used to own. And obviously Franz was a chef and he used to cook there. But eventually, obviously, his talent for playing on the organ came through, and he used to entertain people there. It started quite modest, but over the years became very, very famous throughout Germany. People would travel from all over Germany and all over Europe. When I was there, that picture that we showed earlier in '86, there were actually people from Sweden and Denmark and the United States of America that were also there. In fact, I met a friend, Christian, that actually said he remembers me from 1986, and he was sat in the back part just behind where the photo was taken. So like I said, lots of friendships have formed over the years. Lots of people that will actually be coming to our Nottingham event and also came to Huntingdon all came together thanks to Franz Lambert and that magical place, the Felsenkeller. So yeah, it's a great experience for any musician, any music fan that loves music, appreciates a great musician playing and knowing his talent. Really, it's fantastic. It's a lovely experience to see Franz play, and it's not just about his music for me, it's about his personality. I mean, back when I was a young boy, my granddad took me to Germany because I was losing interest in playing the organ. So he took me there thinking, you know, I'd see Klaus Wunderlich, I'd see Kurt Prien, I'd see all these great artists. And in fact, it was actually seeing Franz that made me think, yeah, that's what I wanted to do when I got older. And such a wonderful personality, such a great human being. And always amazes me about Franz that he's achieved so much. He's got gold records, he's recorded albums over the years and sold lots and lots of records, played for royalty, played for diplomats,
FIFA, yeah,
played for FIFA. He's achieved so much, yet he's still just a normal guy that will sit and
lovely welcoming guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
we try and get across at least once a year. And we have done for the last 14 years or so, haven't we? We try and get over at least once a year. We were over last year, and you played a duet with Franz, didn't you? Just an impromptu duet on the organ. That video is available on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, Brett Wales Organist, it's for you to see. But yeah, that's the sort of thing you can expect from the Felsenkeller. It's the organ's not on the stage, the organ's going to be on the floor. There's dancing. You're going to be able to stand next to the organ, see what Franz does. He's going to interact with the crowd. That's where he really comes alive, isn't it? When the crowd are sort of interacting and stood round him.
Definitely, yeah. It's a great experience, and like I said, we've seen it quite a few times in England now, but it's getting quite rare that he comes over. So hoping that people do actually take the chance and actually get to see him, because they won't regret it, not at all. It's such a great.
No, so the last time he was over was 2019. And so this really is, unless you have the opportunity to get over to Germany, this is going to be your only chance to see Franz in November in Nottingham. So really do make the effort. Now, places we're not sold out by any means. We're still selling places, but it is an understatement, I think, to say that it is proving popular. So don't leave it too late to secure your place. We'll give you details on how to do that in a little bit. But Franz isn't the only artist playing. We do have some other great organists, and Daniel Watt is one of them. Now, Daniel is a long-time friend of the festival, has appeared at many events that you've put on, Brett, over the years. Really fantastic organist. So I thought we'd have a track from Daniel now. This is Come Fly With Me, which is rather suited to our European guests who are flying over to Nottingham in November. So this is Daniel Watt on the Genos, and this is Come Fly With Me.
was Daniel Watt, and that was featuring the Genos keyboard, and that was Come Fly With Me. So really looking forward to having Daniel back with us. He's a fantastic musician, and
he's just got a boat. Well, I don't think he's just got a boat. I think he's had a boat for a while, but he's just had the boat moved.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook. The boat is like quite a big one, isn't it? What's it called? Is it Titanic or something?
I don't know what it's called, but it certainly looks in better shape than the Titanic. That's for sure. But he and his lovely wife Jane, they've just moved their boat, their party boat, I believe it's called. We're still waiting for our invite for the party on the water.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
I expect it's got lost in the post.
We would bring cheese and wine.
Cheese and wine. Do you eat cheese and wine on a boat? That's not very.
Oh well, you can eat anything on a boat, can't you?
Can you? Oh right, okay. Well, anyway,
cheese, wine, and trout. I don't know.
Cheese, wine, and trout. Yeah. Well, we'll await our invitations to the party. Who else has got? David Harold from Musicland. He's got a boat, isn't it? It must be a Yamaha thing.
It must be. Yeah. Perhaps the boat's a Yamaha.
I was going to say, do Yamaha make boats? Maybe they get a discount. I don't know. Anyway, Daniel will be there. I don't think he'll come on his boat. He'll probably come in the car, but you never know. Daniel will be there with his Genos. But we also have fantastic organist John Smith.
Yes, John will be joining us all the way from Dinnington in South Yorkshire, which is where he comes from. And he'll be playing the Yamaha organ, the EL, what is it, Ben?
The ELCO2.
John is a great player, and we've known him for years. Not only does he play, but occasionally he's got a wonderful voice that he likes to share with everybody. So really looking forward to having John back. He's been at about 5 or 6 of our events over the years. So always a crowd pleaser and a nice guy as well. It's always lovely to have John around us. So fantastic. Looking forward to that.
Yes, so he'll be there playing the ELCO2. And so we'll have a track from John. And this is that famous James Bond theme from Russia with Love.
From Russia with love I fly much wiser since my goodbye to you. I've traveled the world to learn I must return from Russia with love. I've seen places, faces, and smiled for a moment, but oh, you haunted me so. Still my tongue-tied young pride would not let my love for you show. In case you said no to Russia, I flew, but there and then I suddenly knew you'd care again. My running around is through. I fly to you from Russia so. Still my tongue-tied young pride would not let my love for you show. In case you said no, to Russia I flew, but there and then I suddenly knew you'd care again. My running around is through. I fly to you from Russia with love.
John Smith there with From Russia with Love, and that was who sung that? Matt Monro, wasn't it?
Matt Monro, yeah. So, but this time it will be From Nottingham with Love at the festival. So yeah, fantastic lineup that we've got at the 4-star hotel. Just remember, you're going to need a bit of a lay-in on Saturday morning of the festival on the 14th, because you need to save your energy, because Saturday night is where it's at. So on Saturday night, it'll be you and me in our duo concert. And we'll have some new tracks for you. We'll talk about that briefly at the moment, because we're working on some new tracks at the moment. We're working on an ABBA medley at the moment, which is starting to come together nicely, isn't it?
It is. It's a pleasure to do, actually, because obviously ABBA have got such a big catalogue of music, and very much like we did with the Bee Gees one and also the Beatles one.
It's like what you leave out, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I was in the car the other night, and Chiquita came on.
Chicken
the radio,
Tikka.
and I thought, yeah, I was like, wow, we
didn't do that one.
Yeah, we didn't do that one. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's great. It's nice to be able to do something like this, because it's different as well, just to put the medleys together. And yeah, so I think the ABBA one is 20 plus minutes, 24, 25 minutes, something like that. It is,
yeah, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, we've there's a lot of songs in there, and it's coming together really well. But we're working on some other stuff as well. The welcome concert for Cheltenham. We've got some new things for the welcome concert, because I think, you know, we've done the welcome concert together for quite a few years now, haven't we? We used to do the welcome concert together at Oktoberfest in Huntingdon, and we do them for Brett Wales. But we haven't really done much new or anything new for the welcome concert for a while, have we?
No, we haven't really, to be fair. So, yeah, it's nice to work on some new stuff, and it doesn't go missed. I mean, I played a show the other night, and I'm doing a lot of new stuff, like that I've done on my own, and people come up to me afterwards saying, "Oh, it's nice to hear you playing something new," you know, because we do love the old stuff and whatever, but you keep moving forwards, and I think that's what it's about, isn't it? Keeping moving forwards and keeping people, you know, on the edge of the seat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the welcome stuff. Yeah, that should
be good. So get there for Cheltenham, because there's going to be a brand new welcome show, something a little bit different than what we've done before. So be sure to be there. Don't miss out on that. But yeah, so as I was saying, on the Saturday night at Nottingham in October, you've got you and me doing the duet stuff, the duo show. And then you're into the Felsenkeller with Franz Lambert. Now, Franz, the piece that we played earlier was a composition by Franz, and he's done a lot of. I think he's got 2 or 3 albums of compositions, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I think his most famous one that most people would know is, of course, Dreaming Ballerina, and then also obviously he did the FIFA FA Cup, the
FIFA Anthem.
And then, of course, he did the FIFA Anthem, which was played all over the world many, many, many times before the games were played. As the players were coming out on the pitch, you would have heard this melody that Franz wrote. Yeah, but he's a lovely composer, and yeah, it's nice to hear his tracks, nice to hear his music.
It will be, and I'm sure he will play some of his compositions, but he also plays some well-known tracks, evergreens, and the like. And the next track that we've got is a medley, and I put it on my notes here. 3 songs in the medley.
Is this more German, or is it?
No, this is Latin.
Okay.
This is proper Wersi drawbar stuff in here, that legendary Franz Lambert sound. So this is Amarada, Tico Tico, and Mambo Jambo. So we're drawing to a close. So let's just recap on what we've gone through today for our eagle-eared listeners. Eagle-eared, you know what I mean. So Cheltenham, which is the 21st to the 24th of April, you have Germany's Jurgen Tichy, Alex Payler and Michael Wooldridge, plus myself and, of course, your host, Brett Wales, for the weekend. And then in Nottingham, from the 13th to the 16th of October, you have myself, Brett, Daniel Watt, John Smith, and the legendary Franz Lambert, all appearing under one roof for the 3 nights. There are options for 4th night stays on the Thursday at both events. So you can arrive a day earlier and just relax, because you know what it's like on the Friday. If you've driven a long way, you're straight into the hotel, you're checked in, then it's the welcome concert, then you're into dinner and the concert start. There's not a huge amount of time to kind of relax and kick back, is there, on the Friday? So
no, it's like a whirlwind, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So have the option, if you want, on the Thursday to arrive a day early. We'll be there because we'll be setting up, so it'll be a chance to say hello to us as well. But that's available. You can see details on the website for that, or of course get in touch with us. We'll hand over to Charlie briefly now, and he'll tell you how you can get in touch with us.
You can book your place by visiting our website, brettwalesmusicfestivals.com, and filling out the online booking form. Alternatively, please call our bookings team on 0115 927 4925. You can also download a paper booking form and post this to Brett Wales Music Festivals, 14 Earlsfield Drive, Rise Park, Nottingham, NG5 5BQ.
Thank you, Charlie. And thank you, listeners, for joining us for our little podcast. We hope you've enjoyed our show, and we hope you can join us at one of our events this year, either in April at the Cheltenham Chase or the Nottingham Belfry in October. So, that's about it. Have you got anything else you want to say, Ben?
I think, we enjoy doing these podcasts, and we've edited it slightly different this time because we've got video in it this time, with you and me talking. So it's always fun I enjoy doing it anyway. It's good to do these, good to edit them. But if you are listening, please do share this video and this podcast on your social media feed so we can get the word out about the festival and really spread the word.
I'll tell you what, when you're editing, just make sure you do a proper job, because I used to do a podcast with Chris Powell many years ago.
Oh, for Organ Facts. Yeah.
Organ Facts Radio. And we had a one nightmare of a job once. We had Richard Bauer in. And Richard was in my studio. We was doing an interview and we was having a great chat about things. And then all of a sudden, my old dog that I had called Scarlet, she started barking right in the middle of the interview. So it spoiled it. So I just shouted. I shouted to the dog, "Someone keep the dog quiet, please, please." And I did use an expletive word. Yeah, I'm not tell you which one. But anyway. I was in charge of editing, and obviously,
I think we can see where this is going. But carry on.
I gave it in to the guy that used to put it onto the Organ Facts, and I had an accident where I forgot to edit out this part where my dog was barking, and it actually went live for about 2 hours. And I remember Chris Powell ringing me. He was out on the road and he was ringing me in such a panic. "Brett, what have you done? What have you done?" So, you make sure you edit that properly, don't you?
I'll do my best that we don't have any expletives or dogs barking in the background, but it's easily done. Do share the podcast on your social media feeds. If you have friends in the organ world, share it with them. Spread the word. But we look forward to seeing as many of you as possible, both at Cheltenham and Nottingham. We should end with a track from our host, Brett Wales. What are you going to play for us, Brett?
I think I'll let little Brett introduce it. This is a song from Brett Wales playing on the Wersi Sonic, and it's called Romeo. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Festival podcast show was hosted by Brett Wales and Ben Scott-Hyde. The voiceovers were by Charlie Weeks-Bell. The executive producer was Winnie Baker. Brett Wales Music Festivals. We put the music in Brett Wales Music Festivals.